I am afraid of confronting anger, even though I know it'll likely be perfectly fine. It isn't that the person I fear deserves this reaction from me. In fact, it has very little to do with them. It's what they represent that's at issue. Hi, I'm Maryanne Nicholls. I'm a therapist and coach. This video is the third in a series on why we lose our voice when we're stressed. In my case, I'm afraid of angry, controlling people. The very old story for me that I didn't realize I still held so dearly until a minor experience a few weeks ago. I react strongly if I sense that someone's anger is about to be projected onto me. It's astonishing how fast that happens. Still, I don't want to be judged and I don't want to be excluded. Nobody does. We're humans and we're social animals. That means that community, connection, and being accepted is critical to us for our sense of well being. If we feel a threat of being excluded, it feels like our very lives are threatened, even though in reality, that's rarely true. Having to confront the very thing that scares us can feel like we are about to be abandoned. It can be humiliating and shaming. And for some of us, that is unbearable. It is often something we repeatedly experienced in our childhood that set us up for this freezing pattern. We might have been punished for speaking up. We may even have experienced physical abuse for doing so. People who are angry and controlling are often unpredictable. Much of the time, there's no issue, then suddenly, for no apparent reason, they flare up. That's part of my personal history. If it didn't happen to you growing up, you may have experienced this kind of toxic behavior at your workplace or in your intimate relationships. Whatever the experience, it generated a survival imperative in you that now takes over when you need your voice to confront those who scare you. It's important to be aware of the difference between then and now. Then there was someone who truly scared you, and you developed a way to protecting yourself. Now there's someone in front of you who reminds you of that earlier person, and you react as if it really is that earlier person. That's because your fear of the first person is still active and it needs to be resolved. It's sometimes referred to as unfinished business. How to resolve it is something I'll talk about in the next video. People in your present life who might trigger your voice to freeze could be those who have some kind of authority over you. They could be people with dominant personalities. They could have a higher status than you, making you feel less than them in some significant way. You might stop yourself from speaking with the stories you tell yourself. For instance, I'll sound stupid, or I'll sound like a complainer, or I'm overreacting. It's really isn't that bad. Or they'll reject me, or they'll judge me, or I have to do this perfectly, or not at all, or I'll only make things worse if I speak up. And finally, I don't have enough information to say anything definitively. That's my favorite. The stories you tell yourself will influence how you freeze your voice. It isn't always a total freeze. You might say something soothing instead, agreeing with something when you don't really agree at all, covering your fear with smiles or even laughter, changing the subject, hiding behind your excellent mind by going intellectual. And my favorite go to, forgetting what I meant to say until long after. All of these strategies work, but there's one caveat. There is a cost for freezing and losing your voice. That cost is in your loss of self confidence and self trust, of feeling invisible and powerless, of emotional exhaustion. If you don't find a way to address your voice, your loss of voice, You could build resentment from all those unspoken conflicts that are building up. It is important for peace of mind and for your personal self-worth to find a way through. That is the topic for my next video, and I hope to see you there.